if something were to happen and me and Kelly broke up.
Now you will mystify the night, dodging the blinking of an eye, testing the conviction, takes away all to know. Like a bloody soul, you're burning like a bloody soul. Mortal live and die, now the fires of fun are rising up again.
Oh yeah, Kelly's 100% a good woman. Like, Kelly's better than I deserve. Because, like, Kelly's family has a whole farm. Like she will always have a roof. Like, Kelly literally sold her house to come be with me. Like, she had a piece of land, her own house, the whole nine. And like, if something were to happen and me and Kelly broke up, she would go right back there and they'd give her a place to stay. I don't know if you guys remember. You might not be old enough. I remember when George Bush, when we first started invading Iraq, George Bush was all like, the people of the Mujahideen, might have been Al-Qaeda, run, we will find you. We will go and stop at nothing. And now the camera pans back and it says, now watch this drive. Now, and then he like hits the golf ball. Let's see if I can find that on YouTube real quick.
We must stop the terror. I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive.
You ever realize that America's like founded on this like foundation of like we're free, but we're actually not? Like, take land property taxes, for example. Like, property taxes is by far one of the easiest examples I could use. But my property taxes have went from $200 a year to $1,700 a year in the span of the last 5 years. So it went from like a $200 bill once a year to $1,700 once a year. And my land's completely paid for. My land's been paid for 4 generations of my family. Like, my land was paid for back in like 1965. And so if I was not to give $1,700 to the local government, they will happily send somebody to my house to either steal my land, beat me up, shoot me, and or kill me, depending on how I interact with them stealing my land. How is that free? How is that free? Like, I watched a video the other day of a guy sleeping in his car in a public park. He wasn't even sleeping. He was just like, he was sitting in his driver's seat with a pillow behind his head watching a movie on his dash, on his phone. An officer comes up and asks him to move. But before the officer moves, the officer wants to run him through the ID thing. You know, like, he wants to give you the ID, blah, 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 blah. They want to run you through the system to see if they can score them a hit. That's what they want to do. That's all they really care about. But because this man didn't want to give him an ID and just move on and go somewhere else, this cop breaks 5 of his ribs because he didn't give him his ID. It's like, how does the punishment fit the crime? Something like that. Do politicians get people killed? I mean, like, let's take Hillary out of it. Yes, the answer is yes. Politicians do get people killed. Like, you remember that video we just watched of George Bush with that nice ass smooth drive he did? How many people do you think had their home blown up, car run over by an Abrams tank, and were just shot dead through the choices that man made while he was golfing? We just watched it, Steady. You can go back in the thing. It's like this whole Israel-Palestine thing. I can see through this. What they're right now trying to do in Iraq right now with Iran. 100%. They want to get American troops into Israel, deal with Israel's little, religious war problem, and then attack Iran and use Israel as a home base to attack Iran. That's what they want to do. They're already trying to say that Iran is the people that are supplying Hamas with weapons. They're already doing it. And the crux of all this is they want oil. The reason we attacked Iraq, because Saddam Hussein wanted to change Iraq's oil from the USD to the euro. Grayson, why do you hate me? You see I'm here trying to stream, right? U.S. is creating a bunch of jobs just from these wars. If you wanted to create jobs, there's ways to create jobs. Like, for example, like, you could be slowly turning our cities away from the automobile and more into like bicycle paths, kind of like in Netherlands. And you could be like hiring people to do road work to train them with the money that you're going to spend creating a war effort in Iran, right? That's how you create jobs and create a better society. Because like, we're going to have to move away from ICE vehicles, but right now our cities are designed around cars, and we need to move away from that and into a city that's more designed with walking paths, bike paths, and an infrastructure that's designed around getting from one place to another without the use of a car. Yeah, cars are probably going to be needed in America forever. But, like, you shouldn't need a car to go a mile down the road, right? Because, like, if, like, right now it's a pain in the ass because, like, you got to walk down the sidewalk, go to the crosswalk, wait for the cars, go to blah, 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 blah. Go look at a place like the Netherlands. Like, there's cars on the road, but 70% of everybody there is on bikes. Like, for example, like, I'm going to use this for example because I used it in a video one time. This is old, but Detroit, right? Detroit's one of the worst cities in the United States. Detroit has this issue with, like, wild dogs and, like, street lights being out and lower property values. So instead of, like, paying money to, like, train people to be dog catchers or to train somebody to change street lights or even buying street lights to put in and change, Detroit decided to invest into a new stadium for the Detroit Red Wings. This can't be made up, right? Like, how is a city that, you know, nobody wants to live in because there's no jobs, feel like instead of investing in making housing and property values going up, they think that a sporting event will bring them more money. It's like, it blows my mind. Like, you could really take some of the people that are unemployed and train them to be dog catchers, and you get rid of your wild dog problem. You could literally buy lights and train people to go change the lights. You could pay people to clean up trash around the city. You could give them a good income and health care. You could make people want to be there and start a family, create pride. Like, a lot of cities forget about that. You should want to be proud of where you live at. And the more you make somebody proud of being there, the less likely they're going to throw trash out the road. I must not know how tax dollars work. I know that everything I just said could have been paid for by the tax money that was funneled into a Detroit Red Wing stadium. Because you know what? Dr. Gray taxes me all the fucking time. We have this box in our house. Dude takes a fucking shit and piss in it. And then I got to go clean it up. You know what the worst part about this whole endeavor is? After I clean it up, I got to take the trash to the fucking dump. And then I got to pick up more litter to put in his box. So not only do I have to clean his poop and pee up, I also have to pay for him to have a spot to poop and pee. Let's not talk about Whiskers or Temptations treats or how my man loves his gravy. So he don't want to get the regular fancy feast. He needs the gravy lovers fancy feast. I couldn't name Taylor Swift albums. My favorite Taylor Swift song is Cardigan Go. What's the deal with the fire ants? It's 3:30 in the morning. I don't know what those words you just used are. Who has the bigger hog, me or Boogie? Well, I've never had a woman give up sex work after I bought her $1,000 purse and gave her $2,500. Like, I'm not being entertaining right now. Have you heard when she was 20, I laughed she can't even drink yet? My question is, like, she gonna look back at this period of her life and be like, what the fuck did I do? No, Desiree's 20. Like, his current girlfriend. They're not married. Yeah, she's 20. Think about it this way. Boogie has been doing YouTube longer than I have. So Boogie's been doing this shit about 17 years. So when Boogie was sitting down at his desk to create his YouTube channel, his girlfriend was 3. 3. Couldn't imagine YouTube 17 years ago. And then you, instead of like just laughing with your boys, you uploaded on YouTube with no polish. What part of what I just said, Philly Bats, was me talking shit? Like, what part did I insult his girlfriend? Other than the fact that I said Boogie sat down and created his YouTube, his current girlfriend was the age of 3. None of that is an insult. That's all facts. Dylan Moore. I don't know where you live at, bud, but it's currently 3:31 a.m. and Phase 5 is here about to start. And the fire ants are coming for you. They're already working their way into the walls of your house as we speak. You know too much about your overlords. And you're going to go get and turn on your blender or something to make you a nice smoothie. Put you on the floor. And while you're out there stunned, that's when they're going to attack. You're going to be swarmed of army fire ants. They're going to bite you and fill your body with so much venom. It's going to be a horrible death. And you bring this onto yourself. Why are you sitting here talking all this fire ant trash in my chat?